Okay, so it's quite amazing how clubs from the championship that came into the Premier League are actually doing well. First it was Sunderland, now Leeds United. So Leeds played against Everton on Sunday, it'll be on Monday, and yes, it happened to be what, 1-0. Like playing Everton on Monday and playing Everton not just at any other place in Premier League, and Everton conceding. Now that is world-class performance. First of all, it was Mecha who scored a penalty at 84th minute. Now that match was beautiful. Leeds took control of that match. First of all, they had 55 possession, like completed about 481 passes, while Everton completed about 411 passes and then had about 45% possession. But Leeds had 21 shots. Listen to me, 21 shots. Now look at all the matches that were played this first game in Premier League that everybody played. Tell me how many clubs had up to 21 shots. So Arsenal, you guys are playing Leeds next, Abby. You should think, and act accordingly. Mikel Arteta, please. When you look at what do you guys call it now? When you look at Arsene Wenger, you see that Arsene Wenger became second in the league 3 times, and the 4th one was a win. So please, you have become second 3 times. Please, this year you must win. You have no other option, because if they sack you, we could support them. So they had 21 shots, but where they were lacking at is targets, shooting on targets, which also means goals, because I constantly said, I said goals win you matches and winning games win you the league. But what wins you goals are the number of shots on target. How can you target? Not about shooting to the ball, but how many of those your shots are on target. So that's where I feel like Leeds are really lacking. They had only 3 shots on target from that 21 shots. Now Everton had just about 7 shots. Very disappointing. And then 1 shot on target. When I mean very disappointing, it's not like as if it's out of character for Everton, because we all know what Everton looked like last season and last 2 seasons. But I'm talking about the fact that facing a team coming up from championship, now that's not the kind of number of shots that we were expecting. But then again, what do we know? So we move. Now there is Arsenal Manchester United, which happened on Sunday. And yeah, that match brought a lot of banter prior to the match, right? And a whole lot of drama around it. I've made a separate video for that particular match, because you know it's my Arsenal. But yes, Manchester United had the lead in that particular game. Like, they were so promising in that game, but then again, the luck was on Arsenal's side, because through a set piece, that's a corner kick, they were Declan Rice was able to connect to Calafiori, which ended up being a goal. Although some people were arguing about that particular setting being a foul, especially with the contact Saliba had with the goalkeeper. So, which is arguably so, but yeah, it is what it is. And what matters is 3 points. Like I said, goals win you games, and winning games win you the league. So that's it. Now there is Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. That's same Sunday, and it ended 0-0. I was so disappointed in Chelsea, but Chelsea balled. Like, Chelsea really balled. I can't even take that away from them. They balled. They tried as much as they could, but sharing a point at Stamford Bridge is not that bad. But then again, it's Stamford Bridge. It should be 3 points. It should be what? 3 points. So Chelsea played like they played. Now listen again to the statistics of that match. Chelsea had about 19 shots, 19 whooping shots. So does that give you something? It gives you something. But then again, how many of those shots were they able to convert to target? That was just 3 shots on target, and that is disappointing. How do you have 19 shots and only 3 shots on target? Disappointing. Now Crystal Palace had 11 shots and 4 shots on target, which, if you weigh the both, 19 shots versus 3 shots on target and 11 shots versus 4 shots on target, you know the answer, right? Now Chelsea had possession of that game, 72% possession. But my problem is, Possessing the game, having the football on your feet is not enough. But what you do with the football is what that wins you the games, right? It's not enough to have 72 possession. How do you have 72 possession of the ball at Stamford Bridge but couldn't win the game? Now, but I love the fact that they were able to defend that game and it didn't end up being lost by them. They completed about 568 passes, which is impressive against their opponents who did 226 passes. All right, so that's what it looks like. And clubs are coming, because watch Sunderland and watch Leeds United. First performance in the Premier League this season, and they are balling like this. We can't even take away from Burnley, because Burnley really did not really have a bad match like that. Now there is Nottingham Forest vs Brentford. Quick game, easy win for Nottingham Forest. Like, I love Nottingham Forest, everybody know that, and that's so busy. And they were playing at home, and you know City Ground is the playing ground for Nottingham Forest. They play over there. So Chris Wood had 2 goals at early 5 minutes and then 45 plus 2 minutes, and then Ndoye also got another goal at 42 minutes. So they won that game in the first half. It was in the second half that Thiago had a penalty against, which was rightfully so. You can't even argue that was a penalty, and they took it. It was a beautiful game to watch. Seeing that people, they battled it. Brentford had 10 shots and 3 shots on target, whereas what do you call it now? Nottingham Forest have 11 shots and 5 shots on target. Now this is what I call game. This is what I call game. They City has 55% possession, and Brentford had 45% possession. Now that is what you call a game. That is what you call a game. Competitive, almost the same number of shots, almost the same number of shots on target, and then you battle it out, and then you convert the 3 out of the 5 shots on target. You convert 3 of them to a beautiful banger goals, and you say, now this is what we want to see. I love watching Nottingham Forest. I don't know about you all, but I feel like Nottingham Forest plays impressive football. Like the lineup was massive. I love what the coach did with the lineup. He did amazingly well, and it was so nice to watch them play. Now let's talk about Burnley. I won't dwell so much on Burnley's game because I wasn't really impressed like that. But then again, it is not their fault. This is Premier League. Anything can happen. Nobody is in possession of anything. I think I've already also made that video against Tottenham. Yes, I think I made that video against Tottenham. So there's no need talking about them. I wasn't really impressed. But then again, judging them from where they are coming from, I think they did well. Now, this is Chidima Talks Football. I'll see you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Bye.